What's up, traders? My name is Heath and this is Trade Talk. So we're going to start off, we're going to take a look at Euro USD. It's just opening up. So let me get this phone turned off. Got a lot of rain and stuff going on where I'm at, so the connection is a bit shoddy at best. That's why I'm late, but we're going to try to push through it. All right, so the Euro USD just opened up. Nice little wick to the downside, but we're obviously not going to be doing anything on this thing right now. We got to give it a little bit of time to open up. I am a little bit bearish on this. Let's go look at the monthly time frame, and I will tell you why. Basically, I'm not super bearish on it, first and foremost. I'm just a little bit bearish on it. If you look at your last few months or several months, you have been an obvious uptrend, taking out all your resistance levels on a monthly and continuing higher. Had a nice little pullback here, found support, and then moved up. And then now you are trading back down. So you have 3 months of a pullback, and this is a big bearish candle. So we have 19 days left on this monthly candle. So just the fact that we're testing the midpoint of this candle does not really matter yet. Now, had we traded below and closed below this support, I would absolutely be 100% bearish on this asset, but we have not made it there yet. So what I am looking for on this asset is I'm looking for a little bit of range bound activity. Let's see if it can hold this level here where it closed beneath Friday. The fact that it closed so strong is leading me to believe that we may be coming up here to test the 1.19525, which is just the closing price of this bullish candle. If the price gets up there and fails and starts to roll over, then possibly I might be looking for some bearish opportunities targeting 1.16476, which is that monthly support zone. All right, this support. Obviously, this was the first area that price tested, which is a bearish candle in an uptrend, which is why you got a little bit of a pullback and a bounce from this area. It's still structured to the bullish side, and it is important that you understand that. All right, this is not a bearish chart, not on the monthly. It is absolutely still structured bullish. This was a pretty big bearish candle, and that's why everybody's got sort of a bearish bias on this asset. But like I said, I'm going to be watching this week. I will be looking for intraday opportunities on it, obviously, as I always did. Last week, it was the strongest asset in the Forex market or in the foreign exchange. The euro was extremely strong. We took trades on Aussie Swiss down here. We took this trade last week, pretty much caught it at the high of the range, the weekly range, and it's traded all the way down to here. This trade is still running and in massive profits. And we also took a short on pound USD. Let me get over here to the 8 hour and I will just briefly touch on this trade. We shorted it on this 8 hour candle here. We viewed this as bearishness. After you broke above your resistance, you came back in for a retest. No, this was not a retest. This is a major engulfing candle. You have an outside range candle that engulfed the previous two candles. So basically this is bearishness. So on this candle here, you did take out your support level right there, right? You closed below it. This was a retest. I was looking to get short. We nailed this trade as well. So I'm going to be looking for the same thing. Now, I am no longer in this trade as this wick down came down here and purged all this liquidity that was resting beneath these stops here. It's not a massive purge. It's actually almost just a touch, which means that this could still be a target for this weekly range expansion. So moving forward on pound dollar, I am going to be looking for a test of 1.37592, which is this bearish candle right here. Or bullish candle, apologies. I'm going to be looking for price to trade into that area and then maybe find resistance. If it finds resistance there, then I will possibly be targeting this wick low. The fact that I don't really like it is because it is at the bottom end of this range and we have already plowed through any stops that was beneath these levels here. So basically the limit orders that sets beneath these wicks are sell orders, because these are people that got long looking for long positions. In order to get stopped out of a long position, you need a sell order. All right. So if the big banks or any big market participants are looking for a lot of sell orders, they found them down here. Now, did they just get out of their positions down here as they rode it down short, or did they buy into these selling Well, if they did buy into those sell orders, that would mean they were exiting a position. So instead of just going balls deep and shorting this thing right now, let's let it get a pullback, make and find higher prices where it then becomes, it looks good for the banks and stuff to get back involved. And then maybe we can look for shorting opportunities targeting these lows. We don't know why the pound was so weak last week, but it was. All right, this thing was just trading straight down. If you go into a weekly chart, you can see that big bearish weekly candle, right? You did take out your weekly resistance. So if you are looking for pullback entries to look for shorts, you could look all the way up to here, and in my opinion, it still looks good to the short side. Now, obviously, this is the candle at which this been holding resistance for these 3 weeks right here. You didn't get a flawless test. If I put a line on that, you can see you are just a hair shy of that price point. So this could be the target, right? You get a weekly close above this level at 1.37925 on the pound USD. You're going to have to wait another week. You get a test of that level and a fail. I'm going to be watching the daily and 8-hour charts. It's right above this swing high, which is a beautiful, beautiful spot to look for. Yes, you're right. Stops. Those are buy orders, right? So they're going to be resting above there. Let's see if these stops get triggered before it heads lower. We don't know what it's going to do. None of us knows what price is going to do. There's not a YouTuber alive that knows exactly what price is going to do. They take high probable entries, and that's what we do as well. Let me look at the comments real fast. What is up, Carl, Brian, Salah, Ajith? What's happening, my friend? Elias, Bargy, Philip, Jeff Philippi, and Woo63. Thank you guys for showing up. So that's what we're looking for coming into this week on the pound and the euro. Like I said, the euro was extremely strong, so you can find resistance at one of these two areas, one spot 19525 and one spot 19130. I'll be watching both of these areas as we trade up into the week, as that is your weekly levels to watch. Basically just the opening and closing price of this bullish candle that maybe will offer up a trading opportunity, looking for short side setups, targeting one spot 17208. The S&P 500 is obviously just breaking out, making new all-time highs. Basically, there's nothing to do here. Every pullback, you look for buying opportunities, right? We've been talking about this since this YouTube channel was put into existence. All these pullbacks, are these buying opportunities or the market crashing? Of course, they're buying opportunities, and in hindsight, you can see that we were right. This thing is making new all-time highs on the daily. If you are looking for bullish entries on the S&P 500, you definitely want to pull back to at least 4081 spot 30. All right, maybe there it holds support. You can look to get bullish entries on the S&P 500, as I would only be looking for day trades on this thing. Now, there is a lot of reasons why a lot of people are looking at everything shooting to the upside. I mean, the Federal Reserve is just going to keep buying assets. They have said as much. They can't just come right out and say invest your money in assets because we are buying them, as that is illegal. But they have said that they are buying stuff. So basically that tells you that, yeah, the risk is on in this market. The Japanese yen's weakness clarifies that same point. Last week we had a pullback in anything paired against the Japanese yen. You can see you traded up into these weekly levels up here, and boom, you got a pullback. So now it's going to be important to see what the pound yen does. Is the pound yen finding higher low support, getting ready for another upshot to the upside? It's possible. However, I see a better asset, in my opinion, trading against the yen if you are looking for bullish opportunities. That being the United States dollar versus the Japanese yen. All right, let me get rid of these drawings. I'm going to show you why. Last week, we had a nice pullback on this thing. You can see this is daily old resistance. You broke out, tested it on this candle, found support, and you traded higher. You have come back in to test this again as support. Now, this is not a nasty pullback by any stretch of the imagination. It's solid, good red days, yes, but you don't have big, huge ranges on these candles. You've basically just retested your old level of support that turned into, or old level of resistance that turned into support briefly on this daily test. So I don't even really classify that as a beautiful test. It is a daily test, but this is your best daily test. As you trade away from the level, you come back in to test to see if this level wants to hold as support. The swap is on this thing. The United States rates are moving up to almost 2%, and the Japanese yen is still negative. It's still below zero. That gives you a swap. That gives you a carry trade on this asset. Why has this thing been so extremely bullish? That's because a lot of bigger firms, hedge funds, banks, everything knows that they can get a positive alpha generated on that yield from that 2% gap. That is a carry trade. So in my opinion, this thing is probably going to remain bullish for a very long time. When will it no longer remain bullish? Probably when the yield or the interest rates fall back closer to zero. If that starts to happen, then this no longer becomes attractive for that carry trade. So keep an eye on the USD JPY. This is a daily level. I already got long on this asset for a swing trade, as I want to catch this thing at the pullback level, looking for continuation to the upside, and you could possibly be targeting 112, 113. What's up, everybody? Mr. Cosman, Elias Bargy, Ricardo, Save. What's happening, my friend Danny Okov, Karen Guo. What's up, Giles? All right, so that's USD yen. Keep an eye on 109.129. That is your last daily resistance level, meaning that is your new level that could possibly hold as support. Let me go see yeah. So if the stream is popping out and on and off and you hear drops in the my voice, I apologize. So basically moving forward, this is the area. We can trade all the way down to, I found a 4-hour candle this morning right here. So you could pop a line on your chart and watch 109.261. If you get a pullback down to this level on a 4-hour time frame, as long as you are not closing a 4-hour candle below 109.261, might be a good spot to look for bullish entries, targeting first this wick here, and then ultimately I'm looking for this to be a trade that continues to the upside, taking out these highs up here. Now obviously I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but this looks like a good spot to throw some risk on, and I thought so last week as well, which is why I bought it, and I bought it Thursday when we came into here and tested this stuff. This is today's candle, so it's too early to see what's going to happen, but keep an eye on those two levels right there if you're looking for bullish entries on the USD JPY. Now I'm not exactly sure how far the interest rates on the Aussie, where the Aussie is in reference to the yen rates, but you know, this thing is already starting to trade sideways a little bit on a daily. A lot of pattern traders are going to be looking at this as a head and shoulders, and they're going to have some sideways looking neckline. All right, if you want to look at it like that, you can absolutely do so. What I see is you are in the middle of a range. Your resistance is up here, right? Boom, 84.300. Your first area of support is going to be 82.794. There is nothing to do with this as long as it is in the middle of that range. But what you can do, if you are bearish, thinking that this is some kind of Quasimodo head and shoulders pattern that you think is going to fail, then look for bearish entries if you so choose around this bullish candle right there on an 8-hour time frame. If this thing is going to head lower, it will find resistance at one of these two levels possibly, and then roll over and look to go lower. You do have a lot of support right under you, 82.828. That's all the way down here. You have taken out your support down here with this bearish close, right? And now you got this big bullish wick on an 8-hour candle with a bullish close. So everybody's going to be looking at this as a buying opportunity because they see this as bullish pressure. I am viewing this as a target. If it rolls over, I will be targeting this wick low. But I do want a test of 83.930 before I'll ever even think about targeting this level down here. And I don't necessarily like looking at shorts on Aussie yen. We did have a lot of weakness on the Aussie pairs last week, but everything is stretched out, and Aussie is a risk-on currency. So if the markets are risk-on, there's a pretty good chance that the Aussie pairs are still attractive for long opportunities. So basically, I'm not looking to short or go long this asset. It did show us a little bit of something with this move down here, but you still didn't take out this level down here, right? So essentially, you've just made a lower high. You did make a higher high up here as well. So in this price leg, you got a higher high, higher low. Now this could be a lower high, but in order to call this a lower high, you must first take out this low, right? Then you have a lower high and a lower low. Then you can look for bearish opportunities on the asset. All right, NZD was pretty weak as well. Last week, didn't do anything really, traded kind of sideways to up. Right, but this was a big range expansion to the downside, so this is being looked at as a pullback. That's why it's having such difficulties getting above resistance levels, especially this one right here at 0.70594. This is your 8-hour resistance level, and it is holding since this bullish candle put in that resistance. It has not been broken. You have had wicks above, but wicks above mean absolutely nothing. You need closures above to consider a resistance level broken. You can clearly see it just by looking at it that that level is holding as resistance on a closing basis. You just came back down here and tested this support level, and at which it is holding, right? Right there is your support level. If I said resistance, apologies. This is your support level. You have tested it, but you have not closed beneath it. You are essentially range bound and almost in the middle of the range. Looks good and sounds great. No lag. Thank you, Brian. I'm dropping a ton of frames. You know what I mean? A ton of them. So there's nothing I can do about it. That's why the stream was late. But we're going to move on. We're going to push on. So thank you for letting me know that everything is good. What's up, Justin Parker, Elias Bargy, Ace, what's happening, Ali S. Can you check USD JPY? I'm looking to get long tomorrow, someday this week. Yeah, I did just go over that. You can just rewind it. I think it was the one I went over right before Aussie yen. I'll go ahead and go back to it real fast just because I'm just in the middle of it. Yes, watch these two levels at 109 spot 261 for possible bullish entries. I don't know if price is going to get back down there for a retest of that level, but these are the two levels that I am watching. I got long on this push down into support last week. We did not take out this resistance level on an 8-hour closing basis. That is very important to know. Well, actually, we did. No, we did not. What is that price? 109.875, and the close is 109.876. So we took it out by 1 pipette. That does not count. It does not count. It has to take it out good before I like it. So it's still holding as resistance. That's why I'm saying you could possibly look for bullish entries down a little bit lower. This bullish candle, it appears its mid-range price point is what's holding as support now. But the market just opened. So Asia has not opened yet. The Asia open is in about 2.5 hours. Once that happens, this thing is going to move either up or down. It's going to let us know one way or the other. If you're trading down here around the London Open, you can absolutely look for bullish entries on this. All right. So basically, that's pretty much it. Here's that Aussie Swiss. Where's it go? So basically, let's get rid of all this. So this is a monthly level up here. This is the reason why I got short. Plus, we have a new quarterly opening range on all these assets. So your quarterly opening range is being put in right now on a lot of pairs. So basically, what caused me to take this trade is you cannot close a daily above that monthly resistance. This is your monthly resistance. You did put in a new daily resistance there, but as soon as you did, you just traded away from it. You came back in and retested that daily resistance, that new daily resistance with this candle, and you just pushed lower and lower and lower. All right, so let's get rid of all this stuff as we no longer need it because we are making new levels in price as price is moving forward. Right now, the thing that I see the most is this level right here at 0.7932. It was your level of support. You did test it, however. So what I will often do in situations like this is I will go into smaller time frames and find bullish candles to look for resistance holds, as this was taken out with this candle and retested and indeed held again. Now that doesn't mean anything. You did put in a new resistance level right there. So 0.70884 is this market's near-term resistance level. So I'm looking for this test to be tested. It is going to be testing this candle very soon. This is another one of those nasty bullish wicks. All right, so we do have a nice bearish target sitting beneath us. I am still short on this asset. So basically what you can look for is you can look for a test of this bullish candle's opening price at 0.70772, as that would get you above here. Possibly be a good spot to look for resistance hold. If you do get that resistance hold on an 8-hour time frame, you can look for bearish entries on this asset targeting that wick low. Now if we go into a weekly, like I said, you have not taken out your main weekly support level yet, and that level is all the way down here. This is just an area for entries, for possible entries. The tops of these bearish candles sometimes will hold as support in an uptrend. All right, since you closed inside of that candle, that could be hinting to us that it is looking to test this support level down here, which is a pretty nice far piece away from current price. So that could be a weekly range expansion to the downside. However, we may not get it this week. All right, this week could trade sideways to up all week long and finish the week somewhere around the midpoint of this bearish candle, right? And then the next week, boom, straight down. We don't know if that's what's going to happen, but you can look for something like that happening, right? Just because we did come all the way down here, this candle right here is going to be a retest or slightly range bound candle. This was a nice weekly range expansion. Nice one. That is a big weekly range, bigger than all of these candles. I like to see that. However, you're still trading inside of this candle, but that's neither here nor there. So that's pretty much it. Let's go look at gold and silver. We will look at gold first, XAU USD. So we came back up. This trend line this is a weekly chart. So you have this low right here on May the 20th, 2019. And I essentially just tacked it to this low at March the 16th, 2020. So that is that ascending trend line resistance coming into play. This was your bearish close, so that made this your support level once you traded away from the area. You have essentially just came back in and retested that. Now, if I was expecting this thing to remain bullish, I would have loved to just seen a test of the opening price of that bearish candle and then a trade away, like say right here, and then bounce, but we didn't. We got further bearish pressure. So, yes, you have been trading up to sideways a little bit. Ooh, do you hear that thunder? Up to sideways a little bit on the weekly time frame, right? You even came down here and you stopped everybody out again, and you are trading higher. So this is last week's close, excuse me. This is your resistance level that it is struggling with, 1745.054. This is where you need to get that weekly close above. Once you got that, then you can look for bullish entries. Longer term, this thing is bullish, right? It's bullish. And if the dollar remains bullish, then you got to ask yourself, is it going to be stronger than the dollar? I honestly believe that a lot of people that use gold as an inflation hedge are possibly using Bitcoin as that inflation hedge now, which is why you see these suffering prices on gold. Once again, it is still bullish. You can take a fib from this leg down up, and you would see that you are not even testing beneath the 618 level. Let's go ahead and do that so I can show you what I'm talking about. So on this advance, from once this major low was put in, on this advance, this was your March sell-off. So on this bullish advance, you have only come back in and tested the 0.618 level of this bullish advance. So this is not a bearish asset. So you can be looking for bullish entries on gold if you are a long-term hodler. I don't really know what to do right now as far as intraday ranges are concerned. That weekly level, this was your weekly resistance level, right? It also coincides nicely with your last bullish closing at daily candle at that same price point. That is right there. You did get your daily breach and your daily close above this level. So on a daily time frame, looking at daily structure, you have taken out your resistance level. Now you did come back in and retest it. You also took out the low of your previous daily candle, which is not what you want to really see. What you want to see is just a wick beneath and then a close back above that level. It is close enough around that level, but I would give it a few days to see if it wants to hold this level of support. If you start trading and closing daily candles beneath that level, then you are possibly heading lower again to test that area. Hang on one moment. All right, sorry about that, guys. So basically, that's what we're looking for on gold. It's just this. I mean, a lot of people are going to call this a double bottom. And yeah, I mean, I'm not a pattern trader. Yes, you do have two lows down here around 1685 spot 270. So yeah, technically it's a double bottom. And you did take out your daily resistance to the upside. So that would be technically your neckline. All right, and you have taken it out. So you can look for bullish entries on gold if you wish. If you are looking for bullish entries on gold, you do not want to see a daily closure below 1729 spot 880. All right, I would even go as far as say look at it on an 8-hour time frame. You do not want to see that 8-hour close below that level. If you do, you're coming down to test your last bearish closing price at 1723, and then at that point, I would no longer be liking it for bullish entries. As a matter of fact, if you take out this bearish candle's closing price, I would be looking for shorts on gold. All right, that's just my opinion. This is not financial advice, but as long as you're trading above that level, absolutely, it looks good to the upside. Let's go look at silver real fast. All right, silver, I got a lot of stuff going on here. Give me one moment. Yeah, I don't know why rain makes everything suck worse as far as connections. Yeah, silver in this price leg here is about like gold, right? We were actually looking for this thing to trade higher when it made this big, huge pop, but we have completely taken out that move to the downside. Has it found support? Yeah, you could say that. That's a fair assessment. Right here is that bearish candle support. Let me stretch it out and I'll show you which one. This one right here, that is your lowest bearish closing price, right? So that is your support until that level is taken out. You can see that that level held flawlessly as resistance and you are trading higher. You even did get a higher close above this resistance level. So it's about like gold. It's in one of those scenarios where, yes, you could be making a higher high, but you must wait on that higher low, which could come in around, if I was looking for it to come in, I'd be looking for that lower low to come in around 24 spot 41. Trade down to here. As long as you're holding on an 8-hour closing basis at that level, you might be able to look for bullish entries targeting that wick high right there. All right. That would be a nice little intra-week range or whatever. If you're holding it, if you're looking to buy it to hold it for a long-term time frame, like years and years, like over 5, then you can buy it right where it is right now. There's a lot of people that thinks that silver is going to be trading at the $50 level in a few years, and they could absolutely be right? Because, yeah, they could be right. Let's go look at a monthly chart. I know this thing has been up there before. Yeah, that's your all-time high. So right around 49.82. So yeah, this was a big, strong, bullish push off of these lows down here. This is a monthly time frame. You're just consolidating right now in all of this. So this is basically what you want to see on Bitcoin. Since it had a big, nice, strong advance, you want to see sideways and choppy action for a little while before that next leg to the upside. People always assume that these candles are going to just go straight up, have one down candle, and then go straight up again. It doesn't work like that. This is years and years of price action right here. This high was put in 2011, right? So that's a long time. But yeah, it looks absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. As a matter of fact, your monthly level is right there, would be a good buying spot. It looked like it was a good buying spot as you tested it. Boom, that's what you're moving off of now. So you're getting basically a dead cat bounce off of this this level on your monthly chart, right? So take a higher time, look at the charts from way up on high. It will give you a better perspective on the near-term markets as well. Thank you for what you're doing for us here. I know the title of this talk about Forex, but I was wondering if you could do technical analysis on OMG USD crypto. Absolutely, my friend. Yeah, the title of the video is the Forex Weekly Outlook, but I will look at any asset you want me to look at. Stocks, whatever. It does not matter, my friend. OMG USD, you said? Yeah, OMG USD. Let's go look at it. OMG USD is extremely bullish. Extremely bullish. This is your monthly chart, so extremely bullish. Let's get rid of all these levels. Look at all these levels. We were looking at this thing a few weeks ago, and you can clearly see that those levels held, and booyakah, straight to the upside. I would assume that I was saying, watch these levels. As long as you're not getting any closures below, you could be looking for blah, blah, blah. That's what happens. So moving forward, there really is nothing to look at because you have made such a bullish move. You have taken out your all-time high. All right, so you are trading on or at all-time highs, at and around all-time highs. This is your first daily bearish old resistance level that could possibly be looking for a retest of that level at 7.8887. All right, that's where I would be looking for bullish entries if you are still bullish on this asset, right? I wouldn't want to buy it here or anywhere up here. There are some 8-hour candles, but you see these wicks, they've already been tested. This was your last resistance level. It was tested by this candle here. So it can test it again and it can find support, but a lot of times these things will go on down a little bit lower and take out the other stops that are resting beneath these other wicks down here. And you do have, well, it's not exactly the same as your daily resistance level, old resistance level, but it's close, right? So you can look for that level, see if that level holds as support. Once again, that level is 7.88 right there. If you are very aggressive, you can watch this bearish candle's opening price and the closing price, as that will be the near-term support. So just put you a line right there, and if you get a bounce from this area, like I said, just use the whole candle. If you want, this whole area will be a slight, like a range, so to speak. If it's going to remain bullish, it will maybe pop there down it as soon as it touches that red. If it gets in this red zone and wicks out of it, you could possibly look for bullish entries. Just make sure that you're trading with a very small position size, nothing more than a 1% loss. That way, if you get stopped out, you live to trade another day, as this is about taking high probable setups, looking for long-term equity growth on your account. You're not looking to get rich today. Trading is the wrong thing if you are. You are dropping frames, brother. Did you get your Dishy McFlat face yet? No, sir, Ali S. I did not, but I have already paid for it. I am just waiting on Elon Musk to send it to me, my friend. That's all I'm waiting on. Yeah, I know. That's why the stream was late. I was trying to get that speed test up higher, and it just was not going to work. So I said we're just gonna roll out with it. But yeah, it has been ordered. I gotta wait on them to send it to me, and as soon as I do that, maybe I'll do an unboxing. It will be the happiest day of my life. Well, the happiest day I've had in a long time. Once I get that, I've been fighting with this terrible internet for a long time. Any chance after you could tell us what you think about Bitcoin and ETH? I don't have to wait till after Forex. Those are the only things I'm looking at Forex. We'll go look at Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin is still holding that support level at 59,515 spot 65. This level right here, this is your old 8-hour resistance level. You have came back in on multiple attempts to try to get beneath this level. So you may see candles trading beneath this level. However, it is important that you understand that it's where they close. That's what gives you directional bias. You can see how they're having trouble right there, man. That is your support level. People are taking trades based upon this action right here. This was a nice, strong, bullish candle, and I stand by that. It broke out above that resistance, and you had a nice bullish close above it. I still stand by this level. And remember, in yesterday's Crypto Weekly Outlook, I also said that you could trade it as low as 58,206 spot 29, and in my opinion, still be bullish. And you did get that test. Boom, on this wick, right? You didn't get a flawless test. It wasn't beautiful, but obviously people front run these things. They put their orders in ahead of these levels as they are anticipating this. It's the same way that I trade most of the time. I am anticipating these levels, so sometimes I will go ahead and throw a limit out there with a stop loss underneath, say, that candle's low, for instance, and when price starts to trade away, then I just move my stop loss up to take off that risk. As it's not just about learning how to find places to take trades, it's also about learning how to manage them once you are in them. If you've ever taken a trade and been nicely into profit, like up over 2 or 5% in profits, just to turn around and watch all those profits get sucked right back out of your P&L, of that unrealized P&L, that is called trade management, my friend. That is where you need to learn how to take money off the table. You have to. You cannot be expecting to nail these big, huge trades all the time. You have to look at it as my job is to take profits outside of the market. So you find high probable areas to look for those entries. When you get a nice green push up, you take some profits, move your stop up a little bit. Same thing, another big push to the upside, take a little more off, move your stop up. At that point, if it ever comes back down, you made money on the trade and everybody else lost. So it's about trade management as well as looking for awesome entry levels. These levels will offer up awesome entry levels. That is the way that I trade day in and day out. And I've been doing so for as long as CTM has been in business. People know me, people that's been around since day one, they know this. I take 2, 3, 4 profitable trades generally every single week. Last week was a losing week for me, but, well, not last week, the week prior to last week was a losing week for me, but the first Aussie Swiss trade I took smited down all those red days. So it was fabulous. So that's Bitcoin. You are fighting with that level. You can also trade all the way down to 58,206. However, if you start getting 8-hour closes below these red candles, then I would be holding back on looking for bullish entries, as this could just be a bull trap, right? At that point, I would have to say something else is going on. You have a new support level. This support level could possibly still be in effect because you never did close beneath it. However, this is your new support level for this price range to the upside. All right, this is going to be your first area of support. This will be your last area of support. The top of that bearish candle, you can look for bullish entries as well. But if it trades all the way back down to there, I don't like it so much anymore, as that would just be ugly price action. Looks like Bitcoin's wanting to hold that level. And then let's go look at ETH. I don't think ETH's doing the same thing. You got a flawless test of your old resistance level on ETH. There is your resistance level. Look at that. Boom. And you got an 8-hour closure above that. This is a retest. You are retesting this bearish candle right now. You are up against all-time highs. So I would not be entering right here, right there. You know what I'm saying? That is your support level. If this 8-hour candle closes beneath 2129 spot 97, you may coming back in for another test of 2081 spot 29. This would be my target. If I took a bullish entry right here, this would be my first target. I would scale out of my position right there, and I would move my stop up to break even just to mitigate my risk. It's mitigating risk is about trade management. Let me get a drink. All right. So I hope that helps, Jay Green. Sorry to shout out first. I really enjoy your breakdowns. I appreciate that, my friend. Miguel Sala, Trade Talk on fire. Thank you, my friend. Thoughts on Tesla? Yeah, let's go look at it. Tesla had a nasty sell-off during the tech sell-off that we had. All tech suffered from this sell-off, right? It wasn't a crash. It was just a sell-off. So basically, this thing did move down into bear territory, right? Basically, the way the old timers in the market look, anything bigger than a 20% drawdown is a bear market. But Tesla's been on absolute unstoppable fire for so long. In my opinion, you would have to have 100% pullback almost before this thing would be considered back into bear market territory. Look at this chart, dude. This is insane. Just green candle after green candle after green candle with a stutter step. Same thing. Green candle, stutter step, green candle, green candle, green candle. You've got 3 monthly green candles. You are at a pretty decent level, in my opinion, on Tesla right now. Let's go into the weekly. This is going to have gaps and stuff. This was a target on a trade that I took. I never use wicks for support and resistance levels. They are always targets. All right, they are always targets. So you did get a test above. Now, this is a weekly. Let's go into a daily. That is your weekly level. You have not gotten any day. Oh, wait, no, it is not. See, there's your daily resistance level. So you have not gotten above that, which is okay. This is a downward price leg. Let's get rid of all these lines and start over. So you got your downward price leg and your low end support right down here. Boom, right there, 563. In my opinion, $563 is always a buy. That's just my opinion. This is not financial advice. Tesla is going to be trading in the thousands pretty soon, guys, in my opinion. Once again, I have to keep saying that. But in my opinion, I believe Tesla is going to be trading in the thousands. And I'm not just talking about 1,000. Them guys are killing it. They have... Elon Musk is like... Nowadays, he is the Iron Man. I mean, that guy is a freak of nature. I love him. He's killing it. So this is your upper end of your range. So there is your lower end of your range. There is your upper end of your range. Inside of this, you are range bound. If you're looking for bullish entries, you may wait on to see where this market opens tomorrow, as this would be a level. You can see how that bearish candle tested it beautifully, and then you trade it up higher, but you're right back down into testing it again. So what I would look for is I would look for the bottom of that candle's opening price. You do have a gap beneath there, but I don't care about gaps. Gaps don't have to get filled. It could trade all the way down to the upper end of that gap and turn around. It can turn around right here. Tomorrow's open. If you open below 66 or 667 spot 93, wait out and hold out on 646 spot 62. I do believe this thing is going to find support at one of these two areas. There is a lot of people long on tech right now because of the phenomenal pullback tech had. You have to view that as the pullback. You can't look at it as a crash because stonks only go up. I like where it's sitting right now. 667 spot 93, 646 spot 62. Either one of those two areas needs to hold as daily closing support. And then you probably have a good entry targeting this up here at 707 spot 94. Look how beautiful that thing traded up into there and got rejected. Boom. Tell me nobody wasn't shorting that resistance level. Right? That's how it works. That's how price action works. CTM, you always kill it. Thanks. Love the session. You are welcome, Joseph. Go Chain. I don't know the ticker for Go Chain. Let me see if I can just find it by saying Go Chain. Well, that didn't work. So let's see what it does. There it is. Look at that. Boom. Go Chain. Binance, KuCoin. Let's look at that on Binance. Binance is a more established brokerage. Well, not brokerage, but data provider. Brokerage, I guess, even. So you do have a pop off your lows. You did take this out on a wick basis only. You did not close above it. So that level is still intact as your resistance level. Let me get it where it needs to be. Right there. So there is your resistance. You can clearly see the wicks, test, wick, test, wick, test, wick, fail, fail, fail. That's your resistance level, and it still is. All right, this thing is having a hard time getting over 135 Satoshis. So that is your resistance. Your nearest support is going to be this bearish candle right here, but you are currently testing it. Well, you tested it today, close enough. Right, you got your bounce there, and you're trading basically sideways. So during the New York session, you basically couldn't do anything. Couldn't do anything during the London session. This will be your Asian session candle, but this candle does close in 2 hours. So the next candle will be your Asian session candle. You got to get away from this level, man. As long as you're trading down here, people are going to be attacking this to the short side because you are making higher highs or lower highs and lower lows. There's your lower high. There's your lower low. Here's your lower high. So any trade up into and around 115 to 120 Satoshis is going to be met with selling pressure. And they're going to be targeting this wick low, right? So that would be your another lower high going down. But if you hold this level of support, you do have a higher low on the macro. So this is your macro trend. You were making higher highs and higher lows. Now you've made a lower or a lower high. I mean a lower low with this. So what is it going to be? You did hold support at that bearish candle, right? That is your support level. So I wouldn't even use this candle as a support. I would use this one over here as it has not been broken beneath it yet with an 8-hour closing basis. So look for entries around here if you're looking for bullish entries. As soon as you get that 8-hour close below that level, I'd be bailing. That level is 98 Satoshis. If you're even bullish on it. If you're not bullish on it, if you're looking for short entries, look for short entries around 115 to 120. You could probably find a beautiful level on a 4-hour. You do have two right there. So I would be looking for short entries first at 116 Satoshis. And then ultimately I would look for 119. And I would be targeting this wick low. So that's what I'd be looking for in the near term on this asset. SRAC, says Brian Rubin. SRAC. I've tested or looked at this once before. It looks like it has fallen back down. Those lines were up here. So we were looking for this to hold a support. It did not hold, my friend. It did not hold. So you are right back down. You have closed this also important gap down there. So does it find, I don't know what Stable Road Acquisition Corporation is. I know that's the acquisition company, but I don't know who they brought public. Which company did they bring public through this acquisition? This may be the company, I don't know. But it's not looking so healthy. So is this that electric motor vehicle company that the dude lied about having all those orders and they weren't orders? That's what it looks like. It got slaughtered. So yeah. This is your next area to look for a test. 10.90, $10.90. That's your next 1 day or area to look for a possible support. You're trading inside of this daily range. It's actually closed that gap on a daily closing basis. You closed almost exactly on that bullish closing price right there. So you could look to see if this level wants to hold as support. You got your gap fillage in the village, so you could absolutely be possibly looking for bullish entries on this asset. Once again, I would be measuring my risk against this bottom line down at 1090. So you could look for bullish entries tomorrow with a wide stop loss. That would be an extremely wide stop loss. I understand that, but your bearish pressure is losing momentum as well. You can tell. You do not need an oscillator to tell that. You can tell simply by the range or the candle's size, how it gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. When it was doing all this, look how big those daily ranges were, right? So yeah, it's losing momentum to the downside. You might get a nice pop in price here. 1186 is that first level to watch. Greetings from Germany, says Philip Berger. What's happening, Philip? DOT and link, please. Absolutely. Let's go look at them. Oh, I got the right chart up. Here's DOT right now. Yeah, DOT came down, tested our 8 or 4 hour support level. It was a 4 hour or 8 hour level. There it is. Boom, there's your test. However, you're rolling over. This is okay though. It is constructive, man. It is bullish. This was a nice big bullish pop. You're testing what? Maybe the 23% of this advance. If you look at this low to this high as being your advance, you're just testing like 23% into that. Maybe 38. I doubt it, but maybe, right? So this is still constructive. However, it's not really giving you any good levels. All right, so you didn't trade above there. You could look at that one, right? See if you hold a support at 38.72 first. This is an 8-hour time frame, so you don't want to see any 8-hour closures below that. Is this going to be its low? Well, you get a close above 41.026. Well, no, never mind. Don't pay attention to that level. That level is old. So basically, this is what you're having trouble with. If you get an 8-hour closure above this level, then look for lower high support somewhere else, right? If you fail here, look for entries down here. If you're looking at .USD. And what was the other one? Link, absolutely. I got link right here. You looking for paper, baby? There you go. Just write it down for me if you don't mind. Excuse me. All right, so there's link. Link's having it. Oh, look at that. Got above that. Why is this even here? This is another one of TradingView playing its games, moving my lines around, but that's okay. We will get rid of them all and start over, as you had a nice bullish push off of these lows down here. So that is what people are looking for gold to happen. You got a low, another low, double low. Boom. You broke out above your resistance level. This is your highest closing price. You have clearly broken out above that. And you've got multiple 8-hour closures above this level. So basically what you're looking for is you're looking for a support test on Link USD. The first area that I would look for that support test would be 32.07 coming into this week. See if you trade down to this level. Now you could catch support right there off of that bearish close at 32.50. However, I would much rather buy a wick down to this level if it gives it to you, and I would merely be taking profits at 34.72 at first. That would be my first profit target. All right, just my first one, because that is your highest resistance level on an 8-hour time frame. She just told me, said, look, Matthew Hawken wanted me to look at VSQTF. I don't know what VSQTF is. Let me go see what VSQTF. Victory Square Technologies. This is over the counter, so I don't want to see a nasty chart when I pull this up. Mr. Matthew, let's give it a shot. Oh, it's not nearly terrible at all. No, it's good. It's bullish. Yeah. Well. No, I'm just kidding. Since it's got five letters in the ticker symbol, this thing could have changed companies multiple times. So that up there, either it's reverse splits. I mean, you're trading under $1, so it is what it is. It is a penny stock. This is your daily level. Yeah, man, penny stocks are hard to get levels because you see how gappy this price action is and stuff like that. I mean, most stocks are like this. But, yeah, you had a nice bounce the other day. You traded up to $1 and you got spanked right back down, right? So look at that. It's $1 almost exactly where the sellers came right back in. So this is your resistance level all the way up there. So it looks to me like you still haven't taken out none of your major lows, right? You did come down here. You got a bounce. So this is now your support level for now. You're trading in the middle of this range. So I would just take a look and see, like I said, man, you could wake up and this thing could be gapping down to 65 cents. It's hard to trade these. It is trading in a solid line, basically in this range. So see what happens if you test this level here at 67 cents. See if you can hold 67 cents on at least a 4-hour candle. If you get a 4-hour closure below there, you're probably heading back down to test 54. All right. I would stay far away from this thing unless you're just buying it to hold. I don't know what the ticker is, so I don't know what the company is. If you're a firm believer in this company and you think it's going to be trading higher, you might could pick up some shares here. Just remember, it's not financial advice. 71 cents, if it can still go down to 0. Oh, there it was. I got you. I see it now in the chat. Thank you very much. Heath, you're the man. Thanks so much. Had a busy day while deployed to the sandbox. Man. Hopefully it's not so busy for you now, my friend. That was Jay Green. Brandon Lamb, hey, could you check on Aussie USD if you have a chance? Absolutely. Absolutely. As this is the Forex Weekly Outlook. Let's go look at Aussie dollar. See, Aussie dollar was not nearly as weak as Aussie Swiss was, right? Because we got some Swissy strength last week. This is still that daily level up here. So let's get rid of this one as this one is gone. So this is still holding as a daily resistance level. If this is going to continue bearish, you can you can see that support level is holding, right? That's your new support level because that's where your last daily bearish lowest close is, and it has failed to close below that since. Looks like it is going to try for a test, but like I said, this market has just gotten open, so this inside daily candle could be an outside daily candle by tomorrow morning. Yeah, just see if you hold support here. I mean, if it comes back down in there, it's probably going to come back down with the quickness. So you could watch that level on an 8-hour chart, basically. See, the 8-hour provides another support level, so you can watch that support level on the 8-hour right there. Boom, right? You're trading right next to it right now, so there's a pretty good chance you're coming back down to test your daily support level. If that daily support level holds on an 8-hour closing basis, there might be a long trade there. I am still short Aussie Swiss, and I am going to continue to hold that position short as long as it keeps going in the right direction for me, and that right direction, unfortunately, is down. So, yeah, Aussie may be getting some weakness, but like I said, man, the S&P 500 is closing at all-time highs. There is risk on in this market, and as long as there's risk on in this market, this could look attractive for bigger firms as being a great area to pick up some Aussie dollars, right? Because you had a nice pullback, you've been chilling out a while, so you might be able to get that. Plus, this push lower right there. Do you see what I see? Let me put a line on these two targets for you so you can see it. Boom. Target, target. You clearly got that target. So, did they buy into those sell stops? Looks like it. You did get an 8-hour higher close above that resistance level right there with this bullish candle. I keep forgetting about mobile users. So what I was talking about is this was your resistance level right here, and you did get this 8-hour closure above that, right? This is your resistance. This is that close above it. The fact that it traded right back down instantly into it and then made a lower high, I don't like that, but it is essentially range bound, right? Your daily level is all the way at 77,397, which is all the way up here. But this 8-hour bearish candle's closing price would act as resistance before that daily level as well. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what you're looking to do on it. It looks to me like the sellers are in control of this asset in the near term, man. It's unable to get that. It needs to get a big, strong, bullish candle out of this area. You get a big, strong, bullish candle out of this area, then you can possibly look for high or low support somewhere around 7,650 or 7,617. Yes, please, if you don't mind, Jay Bradley, everybody smash that like button, as it does kind of help the algorithm, but not too concerned about it, but it is cool. Thank you very much. Janet Swift said smash. Thank you. Stefano, what's happening, my friend? He's helping me keep my ledger positive. Nice. That said Ben Fernandez. I'm glad I could help, Ben. Ajith, any thoughts about oil? How can I keep forgetting about oil, man? Yeah, let's go look at it. So you can see that I had a target up here. That target was breached. So that is no longer a target. Let's get rid of it. This level is gone as well. Let's get rid of it. So this is a longer term trend line, I believe. Yes, very longer term. From this high right there. Got it above that high. Tacked it to that high. Boom. Boom. Yeah. Looks like it failed. Looked like it was going to get a break. You did get a daily breakout. You know what I'm saying? You got that daily breakout. But that is what we like to call in the industry a bull trap. Get everybody thinking that. And I would have been too. Don't get me mistaken. I would have been looking for bullish entries on this thing on a daily closing basis. And I would have gotten shreked as well. That's part of trading. That's how you learn. This descending trend line is obviously holding as resistance, but I do got some resistance levels for you. 61 spot 84. That's your highest level of resistance. Obviously, this level of resistance at 61.23 would come in first if you get a push to that level. Now, you did take out these levels. I am on a daily. Yes, you did take out these daily support levels, even this one. So you have to kind of put that into perspective and say, yeah, probably in the near term, maybe be looking for shorts. Maybe. I mean, this thing had a massive run, man. This could be a pullback. It could be looking for higher or a higher low support, looking for this thing to head higher. I like near-term trade to the downside. Let's go look at the weekly real fast. All right, there's your weekly. So weekly's testing support and holding. All right, there you did get you're not below this bearish candle, right? 58 spot 93. It's holding on a weekly closing basis. 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. You've been trying to push below 58.93. You're going to be opening this weekly candle right there. That's why all those daily candles look all crazy. These things here, when they look like piano keys like that, you got to kind of step back and give it a moment. Now, maybe it comes down, takes out all these stops, and then heads higher. I don't see any reason for oil to get unbullish except for the dollar. If the dollar gets bullish, then maybe if the U.S. oil and the dollar usually trade inversely, but not always. So, okay, let's go into a smaller time frame. Let me get a G set up here. Get you situated, my friend. Get you situated. All right, so this is obviously choppy nonsense, right? It's hard to trade choppy nonsense at G, but here, watch 60 spot 30 on an 8-hour closing basis. If you come up here and you are unable to close above 60 spot 30, you could possibly be looking for bullish or bearish entries targeting 58 spot 93, the lower end of that range. Remember, that is your weekly support level. So wicks beneath the support means nothing. The closes below the support mean everything. So there's your weekly support level. You don't want to take a trade right here because you're kind of in the middle of the range. So look for a test back down to here. If you get one, possibly around 59.04. If you're looking for bullish entries, who am I to say that that won't hold? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's trading sideways, and it looks like the sellers are more aggressive as every pop in price has gotten beaten down. Now, they have not been able to get it beneath that level, so whoever's buying this level, whoever is defending this level has a lot of money. But that level can fall, and if that level does fall, it could fall viciously. So you might get a nice downside trade to the downside, but I'd definitely be watching that level would be the highest level. You could test this bullish candle here and fail. But you've already tested that one twice. Close enough. Yeah, you're kind of in the middle of no man's land, man. It's not an easy market to get a good technical bias from. I mean, the near term, the trend is moving down. The sellers are in control. You're wedging up here, and you came into the wedge from the downside. So you almost have to look at it more bearish than bullish just because of that fact alone. And you do have this long term trend line up there as well. No monthly candle has ever closed above that trend line. Not one ever. So that's a pretty good resistance. You know what I'm saying? Pretty good. So just keep an eye on it. I would be more biased to the downside. If you put a gun in my head and tell me to pick a position, I would be looking for bearish entries. Going back to the 8-hour, my first level that I would be looking for failure would be 60 spot 30, and this level here 59 spot 76. These two levels I'd be watching for failure, and I would be targeting this all the way down here if possible. That's a pretty strong level. GRT. Let me go up here. Yeah, all right. Hope that helps, Ajith. Let's go look at GRT for Joseph. Let's look at that versus Tether. How long have we been on? We've been on about an hour. All right. GRT. So I don't have any levels on it right now, but it looks good. I mean, you're trying to get above your resistance level. What in the heck is that? That's not what I want. Trading view, come on, man. This, thank you. Yep, that. There you go. One spot 189,606. That's your resistance level. You are testing it now. This is nice. You know what I mean? This is nice. It looks like you're consolidating up underneath that level. So look for a test of one spot 76441. If you get a push down into here, a wick down into that level, you might could look for bullish entries targeting that level. Right? It's not a very wide trade, but since it's consolidating and getting the candle ranges are getting smaller and smaller, you know what I mean? That's exactly what a triangle is. Like, that's your wedge forming right there. So a drop beneath the wedge and then a nice steady pick up could possibly throw it through that area. It definitely looks like it's wanting to break that area. Longer term, it's, you know, trading sideways and down. This is a daily. This was your level of support, old level, of resistance, and it was tested as support. So your new daily resistance is or support, damn it, all the way down here at one spot 65298. So it looks constructive. You're testing the top end of this range here. If you get a breakout above that level, your next area to look for resistance is going to be 2 spot 11294. All right, all the way up there. So you get a pretty nice bullish push out of that. If you do get this breakout, you could target all the way up to there. So that would be a nice range, weekly range expansion right there. So yeah, I like it. It looks bullish. It looks like it's trying to break out. Looks like it's trying to. You are welcome. Who's 63? Brian Rubin says thanks. You're welcome, my friend. Hey Heath, you mind checking the ticker view? Many thanks, my dude. Yeah, let's go look at it. View. Is that View Incorporated? It's NASDAQ. I'm going to say that's it. It's a fairly new asset. Man, the sellers are in control of this thing. I mean, this is all the data that I have. This was your opening, your IPO, and you were trading well beneath your IPO. There has to be a reason for that. Why? I don't know the reason. Have you found a low? It's possible. But any pop in prices are going to be met with heavy selling pressure because it has been in a downtrend. It still is in a downtrend. It's a steep downtrend, so you could get some sideways trading here. I mean, if you're looking to buy this and hold it for a long-term trade, you're beneath the IPO price. So yeah, it may be a good spot to buy and hold. You know what I'm saying? This is your area of support that you do not want to see a daily closure below. That is 7 spot 40, $7.40. You get a daily closure below that and it can keep going lower, and I don't have any other levels to give you beneath that. All right, so, and unfortunately all of these daily candles are red except for this one. But yeah, nah, if I would be looking, that $9 is way up here on that doji. Where is that IPO price again? That IPO price is at $9.69. Yeah, see what happens. You can go into a smaller time frame. This is going to be your nearest support level at $8. If you get a push down into $8, what's actually the bearish close is what makes it this why you have a bullish close beneath your bearish close is because it gapped down and then traded up. So it's testing 812. So if you gap beneath 812 and trade above 812, you could possibly look for bullish entries. I don't really like it, but it looks like it's trying to get out of here, and I don't know what it is. If it's a good company and this just had a run of bad luck because of a few fixable problems, then it looks attractive for a longer term hold. But if it's getting clobbered for a reason, like they suck, then I don't know if I'd be looking for bullish entries on it. I just don't know enough about it. Those are your technical levels. You're going to find resistance at $8.74. That is this bullish candle right there. $8.74. So you're coming right into resistance now. Yeah, That would be about as far as I'd be looking. I would definitely be, if you enter this long, I'd be taking profits at 874. That's just my opinion. Litecoin, it is bullish on USD. Yeah, Litecoin has had a bit of strength. Absolutely it has. Let me go over here to this. Yeah, you broke out. This was your daily resistance. You just broke out of that yesterday. So, I mean, that's brutally strong. Boom. That's what you want to see. You're testing it right now to see if it wants to hold as support. There it is. 237 spot 52. Any push down into this price could be looked at with bullish opportunities. It's even close to getting up around. This is your monthly close, right? It's not trading at all-time highs because of this insane wick. But as of right now, you are trading above monthly resistance. Monthly resistance. You are trading above it. So will it become monthly support? That's the question. If it does, that might be the best spot to look for bullish entries. That's 227 spot 17. Also comes in line with this daily bearish candle. So that's a nice area of confluence. Look for a wick down into that level. Put your stop below that bearish candle's low. See what happens. See what happens. It's got some strength. It's even strong versus Bitcoin. It's even strong versus Bitcoin. Lately. It wasn't always, because I was shorting the crap out of this thing not too long ago. But we've had a big explosion off of these lows down here. See that? It's even strong versus Bitcoin. Even strong versus Bitcoin. So yeah, it might be good. It might be a good opportunity for bullish entries. It's exhibiting some strength, that's for sure. Brian Rubin says FNKO. Let's go look at it. FNKO. FNKO looks very bullish. Very bullish. It's testing $22 as support. It did Friday anyways. So that's your first area of support. And it looks like it's testing it. So Monday you're going to have to wait and see how this thing, what it does. Does it gap beneath that price on open or not? This gap was filled. You got a lot of bullish momentum. I mean, you're buying highs. Just keep that in mind. You are buying highs. I believe you're buying. No, you're not buying all-time highs, but you are buying highs. I looked at this before for somebody. You got monthly resistance right above you as well at $25.01. You can see that's why you got that daily rejection. So, yeah. See what happens. I do like this. You did come up and you tested your monthly resistance level, right? Boom. Had a big down day, and then the rest of the week just traded up. So the momentum's bullish. There's no doubt about it. There's not much to do on it. Not much to do on it. You're trading at monthly resistance at the highs. A deeper correction would be much better. So this is your daily right here. I would look for 1750. That would be a much better risk to reward in my opinion. Let's get it right. 1730, apologies. Because then that would give you a nice risk to reward back up to that level using these lows here as your stop placement, right? That's a much better risk to reward than buying it here and looking for that. So I hope that helps, my friend. HG Copper Future. Oh no, I do not want to leave. Cancel. HG Copper Futures. Front month contract. Let's go look at it. It's bullish. It's flagging out. I mean, it's not really a bull flag because it's been going for almost as long as the pole is tall, so your bull flag has failed in my opinion, but it's still range bound around the highs. I do not know why this thing all of a sudden exploded to the upside, but it damn sure did. And it's consolidating. Is it accumulation or is it distribution? Are they distributing the shares up on high, getting out of their bullish positions? It kind of sort of looks like that. Your first area of resistance is going to be 4 spot 13. All right, any test up into that level is going to be looked at with selling intentions. If you get a daily close above that level, however, you got a whole different ball game looking at you. Then I would look for a retest of 4 spot 09 for possible bullish entries, targeting at least that close at 4.32. This thing is gappy as well. So, yeah, it's a copper futures. I think the copper chart in itself might not look so gappy, and it's the same thing. No, it doesn't. See, you can just look at copper. It is a CFD. We cannot trade CFDs in America, but it gets rid of the gaps, essentially. It still looks the same to me. This is your resistance, your last resistance level that has not been closed above it yet. That was it. Actually, this level is still holding as resistance, and so is this level. So basically, man, you're getting thwarted. That is your massive resistance level, and you can see how that level has held those daily closes within it. So just get rid of this. That'll be your near term. Like that would be like where you would want to look for a wick to get short. But there's your resistance, man, and you can clearly see they have not been able to close a daily candle above $4.14. So yeah, if you get long down here, I would be looking to take some profits off ahead of that level for sure. This was a nice bullish candle, and it did take out that resistance level, but it is still just a lower high for this in this moment in time. So that looks attractive to short sellers. And they will be targeting pretty much where it is now. Your ultimate support level is down here at $38.97. So you're basically in the middle of this range. There's not a whole lot you can do. A breakout to one side or the other, you might catch some continuation. Maybe look for bullish entries around this level if it ever gets down there, $3.83 right there. I like that level a lot better. And that gives you a great risk to reward. Right? So that is copper. Thanks, man. Magical flow and clarity. Thank you, Atif Awan. Thank you so much, my friend. Brandon Lamb, you are welcome. Thank you. You are welcome, Ajit. Thank you, my friend. Darren Marshall. All 3 streams this weekend were excellent. Heath will catch you on the Discord later in the week. Thank you, Darren Marshall. Absolutely, my friend. I will see you there. Thanks, bro. Heath is the man. You are welcome, Joseph. Thank you. What's up with the likes dropping? It was on 52, now 41. Weird. Yeah, people are probably unliking the video. It's all good, man. I don't really care too much about that stuff. For some people, it may be glitchy and the audio falling out. You know what I mean? People don't like that stuff. I can't do anything about it. I pay over $120 a month for internet right now, and it is the crappiest in the world. FNKO. Let's go look at it. FNKO. Oh, didn't we just look at this? It looks like we just looked at this. Yeah, we did just look at this. I would be looking for bullish entries at 1730. I don't like buying it at the highs. This is your monthly resistance level at 2501. I'll pull it right back out just to show you. See, there's your monthly resistance level. So I don't like buying in front of that level right here. The risk is, in my opinion, more to the downside. So look for 1730. Just be patient and let it trade down to here. I don't know that it will. Obviously, it can keep trading higher, but that would be a good risk to reward, in my opinion, at 1730. That's where I'd be looking on FNKO. And I would look at Decentra, DEC crypto. Starlink, baby. Yeah. Yeah. Is that what that is? Starlink? Yeah, waiting on Starlink. Definitely. Definitely waiting on that. It's going to be great. It's DEC. Let's go check it out. Oh, wait. Not this. Wait, you said it was a crypto. So we want DEC USD possibly? There it is. Poloniex. Had a big strong bullish breakout, but you've been trading sideways ever since. This is your apparent resistance all the way up here. You are currently taking out your last... You did take out your last support level. So this is going to be support now. Right? That's the level you need to watch. 0.29206. This is going to be the level it looks like it wants to test. Maybe it holds, maybe it doesn't. You got to bounce off of this level once before, and you can see that that bounce was sold into, right? This is your dead cat bounce. So it looks to me like the sellers are in more of control than the bulls. But the bulls may change that around when it gets back down here, because the markets are completely random. It's a coin toss. It just, whoever is the most aggressive at that point in time. All right. And I will look at gold one more time, and then I'm going to have to call it as I have been on. It's getting a little bit long in the tooth. Let me go look at it one more time and give you those levels. So gold had that double bottom down here, and you did bounce off this ascending trend line, and it did act as support. So you got a nice little bounce out of it. You did take out this level, but that is a weekly resistance level above you, and you can clearly see that this weekly candle did not close above that level. The only close you got above 1745 was a daily candle, and then you traded right back beneath of it. So this could be a bull trap. Right now, it could be. Your first area to look for support is 1729 spot 88. If you hold that level, you could possibly look for bullish entries, but there's no way I would buy that ahead of that level. I need a test of that level before I would look to get long on gold right now. There's really nothing to look for. I mean, there's your 8-hour support, so I guess maybe there at 1738, but yeah, I would like to see this level be tested and this level to hold, as that would give me more confidence to get long on gold. I'm not seeing it, man. To me, this looks like a bull trap. It just absolutely does. And if the dollar gets any strength this week, it's going to hurt gold. It's not going to help it. And I am looking for longs on dollar, at least dollar yen. I mean, I am looking for that. So hope that helps, guys. SCUSD. Interesting take on DEC. Yeah, it's range bound, kind of, sort of. Yeah. I don't like range bound markets, man. It's hard to get good areas. But yeah, hope that helps. SCUSD, right? SCUSD. Cracking. Let's get a top down analysis. Just straight up bullish. That's all it is. It's all it's ever been. It's bullish as crap, man. Bullish as crap. You're having a pullback. It's just a 1 week pullback, though. It's not really nothing. So yeah, people are going to look at this. Pattern traders are seeing a head and shoulders, and this level of support right here at 0.02621 is going to be that neckline. It's not a head and shoulders, but people are going to look at it as a head and shoulders. It actually can be a head and shoulders. I mean, that's your neckline. You know what I mean? Right there's your shoulder head. So if you get a break beneath that, people are going to be jumping on this thing short. So you did make a higher high. Just use that support level with 0.02264. You tested it and you got a small bounce. But anything up into this level up here at 0.02972, people are going to be looking to sell that. And the reason they're going to be looking to sell that is because they see this head and shoulders forming, and they're going to want to try to get a break below. That's on an 8-hour. It is in an uptrend, though. So I don't like taking selling positions in uptrends, and this thing has only been bullish its entire life. So yeah, your support level, your near-term support level is this level right here. You have another one right beneath you at 2531. Either one of those two areas could possibly offer up support. All right. This one would be better as you get beneath all these wicks. So 2226 would be the best spot for buying opportunities. 2220. Yeah. That's what I'd be looking for. I just let this play out. I mean, like I said, this is a small term head and shoulders. They're going to be trying to break that down. But it is bullish overall, long term. Long term. Am I looking at Filecoin? What's up, brother? Can you take a look at Spotify stock? Yeah. Let me look at Filecoin, and I'll look at Spotify, and then I'll wrap it up. Filecoin versus Bitcoin. I thought you could... Yeah, there it is. Versus dollars. Gemini. This has also had an impressive bullish run. Very impressive bullish run. You took out your support. You're trading back up in to test it for resistance. It is holding currently, but it's in an uptrend, so I'd be looking for bullish entries just because. Look for a test of 156.50, this level down here. So let it curl back down into here. And then you want to see this level hold as a higher low support. If it does, then you can look for bullish entries targeting 189.54. Take off some profits if it gets up there. Move your stop to break even. You got yourself a nice winning trade. Now, obviously, it does have to break below 174.70 to get down here, but it probably will. Maybe. I can't say probably will. It looks like it wants to, but it could absolutely reload right here, right where it is, and just take off. There's no way to know. But the better risk to reward is down here. And then Spotify. SPOT. SPOT. There it is. That's capital.com. Spotify Technology. Oh, there. I was looking right at it. It said Spotify Technologies. Big push down. But it's tech, right? Tech in its name. So that's your tech sell-off. It didn't suffer as much as some things did. But people are buying tech right now, man. It looks like you're trying to put in an inverse head and shoulders. But here is your low end of support all the way down here. You got a gap right there, but it's a very small gap. But that's where I'd be looking for an entry at 261.00, right on the nose. 261, that closed that gap. That is your bearish daily candle. People are going to be buying it down there. Will it get down there? I don't know, but that gives you a better risk to reward, as here is a low to get your stop underneath, and you had, that could be a good area to look for higher low support on spot. Spotify, it's a pretty good company. You know what I'm saying? It's a pretty good company. This sell-off came because of tech. That's it, the tech sell-off. And you have to assume that that's going to end soon. This was a pretty bad sell-off. But it's been consolidating a little bit sideways. $261 looks good to me. And then Dent. And that will be the last one. DENT. Dent versus Tether, Dent versus USD. Let's go see what Dent versus USD looks like, and then I'll go back to the Tether, because it's FTX. Yeah, Tether looks better. On Huobi, it's bullish. It's bullish. You're testing an area as support right now, right? You got to see if it holds. It looks like it's. It looks like it's holding. It's held on multiple occasions, 1, 2, 3 occasions. I like the fact that you took out the low of this candle and are trading back above it. This candle closes in 1 hour, right? 1 hour. If you're trading up here or higher, I like it. Does that mean it's going to go higher? Absolutely not. But it is showing an unwillingness to close a daily below 132. Let's just call it 132, right? So you maybe looking at this thing to take off again, dude. This thing may be getting ready to head off and take off again. So, yeah, let's see if you can get a test on your hourly level down here. Get an hourly wick down. Maybe look for bullish entries. You got a nice low to put your stop underneath. And at the very least, you could be targeting this area and then this area. So it looks like it's setting up. It looks like it's unable to close below that level. That is a daily level. Right? Even if I get it on the right candle, the bearish candle, it's still close. It looks good. It looks good. See where this daily closes. If this daily closes down here, I don't like it, because then you closed on the level. If you're closing here or higher, then I like it. You could look for possible long entries. All right, guys. Thank you all for showing up. It was not extremely long. It was an hour and 30-minute stream. So hope everybody caught some kind of value out of it. And make sure you trade safe. Make sure you trade smart. And also, thank you to all my Patreons and channel members. You guys are so awesome, man. Thank you so much. But you guys stay safe out there, and I will catch you in the Discord. And we'll throw a trade recap out if we get one to throw out. All right, guys. Have a good week.